Have you ever noticed that the hardest conversations are the ones that happen after everyone else has gone home? Someone says something small, you smile, you move on, but hours later, your mind is still there, replaying every word, every expression, every possibility. Maybe I should have answered differently. Maybe they misunderstood me. Maybe I made a mistake. The conversation ended, but inside your mind, it never really did. Or maybe it's not a conversation. Maybe it's tomorrow. A meeting, a decision, a message you haven't sent, a future you haven't lived yet. And somehow, your mind has already visited it 100 times. By the time tomorrow arrives, you're already tired. People often call this overthinking, as if thinking itself were the problem. But thinking isn't the enemy. Thinking built cities, solved diseases, created music. The problem begins when thinking no longer serves life. When life begins serving thought, you don't notice it happening because it feels productive. It feels responsible. It feels like you're preparing, like you're protecting yourself. After all, if you think hard enough, maybe nothing bad will happen. Maybe you'll avoid embarrassment. Maybe you'll make the perfect decision. Maybe you'll finally feel certain. But here's something strange. Have you ever solved anxiety by thinking about it longer? Probably not, because the mind has a quiet misunderstanding. It believes that certainty is possible. It believes that if it just thinks one more time, it will finally arrive at complete safety. So it keeps searching. One more scenario, one more memory, one more explanation, one more rehearsal. Not because it enjoys thinking, because it believes thinking will eventually allow it to stop thinking. It's like trying to put out a fire with more fire. The harder the mind searches for certainty, the more uncertainty it discovers. Every answer creates another question. Every solution reveals another possibility. The circle never closes. You may have experienced this while making a simple decision. Choosing a new apartment, changing jobs, sending an important email. At first, the decision is simple, but then the mind begins adding branches. What if I regret it? What if there's a better choice? What if people disagree? What if this changes everything? Soon, you're no longer making a decision. You're trying to predict an unknowable future. No human mind can do that. Yet it keeps trying. Not because it's irrational. Because deep down, the mind believes that uncertainty is dangerous. Thousands of years ago, uncertainty often did mean danger. A strange sound in the forest, unknown footsteps, darkness after sunset. The cautious survived. Their children inherited cautious minds. Today, the forests have changed. The predators look different. Their deadlines, relationships, social media, careers, reputation. But the ancient mind still responds the same way. It scans, calculates, predicts, repeats, always searching for safety. This is why your thoughts often return at night, when everything becomes quiet. The mind finally has room to continue its unfinished search. You may lie in bed, with nothing happening around you, yet inside, an entire world is moving. Conversations, arguments, imaginary futures, old regrets, none of them are happening. But the body responds as if they are. Your heart races. Your muscles tighten. Sleep moves farther away. The strange part is this. Most of the suffering isn't created by reality. It's created by rehearsing realities that never arrive. This doesn't mean thinking is bad. It means thinking has limits. There are questions that thought can answer. How do I fix this? Where should I go? What should I learn? And there are questions thought cannot answer. Will everyone approve of me? Can I guarantee nothing will go wrong? Can I control the future? The mind keeps asking, because it cannot accept the only honest answer. I don't know. Those three words feel uncomfortable, but they also carry an unexpected freedom. Because when you stop demanding certainty, the mind slowly loses its reason to keep spinning. This doesn't happen through force. You can't shout at your thoughts to disappear. You've probably tried. Stop thinking. It rarely works. The more you fight thoughts, the more important they seem. Instead, what if a thought were simply a visitor? It arrives. It speaks. It leaves. Not every visitor needs to become a roommate. Not every thought deserves a debate. You don't have to believe every sentence your mind produces. You don't have to follow every path it offers. Sometimes, a thought is simply evidence that you have a human mind. Nothing more. More than 2,000 years ago, Buddhist teachings described the mind as something that wanders endlessly, chasing what it hopes will remove suffering. Not because the mind is flawed, but because it doesn't yet understand where peace comes from. Peace isn't found at the end of one more thought. It begins when we stop expecting thought to provide complete safety. Life has never offered certainty, only this moment. And strangely, this moment is usually much quieter than the one inside our heads. Perhaps the goal was never to stop thinking completely. Perhaps it was simply to stop believing that every thought deserves your attention. The mind may continue speaking, but you don't have to follow every conversation. Thank you for spending these moments with me. Until next time, may your mind become a little quieter. May your heart become a little lighter. And keep becoming less, so you can truly become more.